Merhaba arkadaşlar, kanalıma hoş geldiniz. Witcher'ın 14. bölümüyle karşınızdayım. En son Triss'in yanına gittik. Triss'e bir pusu kondu bir tüccar tarafından. Ondan sonra Triss de bizi bir rüyacıya yönlendirdi. Corinne diye. Şimdi onun yanına gideceğiz. Yine ters yönden gidiyorum. Harika. Çok mu yakın? Yo, ters yönden gitmiyormuşum. Hemen buradan sola döneceğim. Be abicim, ne bağırındın ya. Küçük kardeşim yani bildiğin. Ne? Ha? Utanmıyor mu? Puşta bak. Ay bak, şimdi sinir oldum gene.
A freak, a useless relic of a bygone age that should be burned like a withered branch.
Kimdiği kadar kapıçın yoksa. Ya ben bunu aslında kesmek istiyorum ama.
How many people's lives have you saved? From Brooksay, from Leshens?
That has no bearing.
Asked you a question. How many?
Mal.
There's something to think about, folks.
Preacher's fierce in the mouth, but holler at him and his tail slinks between his legs. Come on, people.
Dövmekten daha etkili oldu. Ne oldu? Dövemiyoruz mu şunu ya? Ne olur ya?
Would a witcher?
Yes. Benden.
Yes.
Ben çarpmış. Abi böyle şeyleri sevmiyorum yani. Dinden para kazananları. Bu yüzden böyle kafamın atabiliyor. Kusuruma bakmayın. Hepinizin atıyordur benimle birlikte, eminim. Şimdi İran tahtası yaparız bir ara. Çok da şey değil. Burada üst katta. Beni mi çağırdı? Sen defol git. Aptala bak. Ablam da ne odalara girmiş ya. Şimdi dinlenebilir mi umarım?
Never witnessed a seance like this before, let alone participated.
I will guide you. You must first achieve a kind of mental accord. I must ask some questions. You must answer them. It's important you're truthful. Answer from your heart.
Tamam. Ya sormayacağım yani.
Let's begin.
Nasıl görüyorsun? Gördü.
Tell me a memory you have of this woman.
What for?
Yani.
Do as I ask, please. I need the strongest, most complete
Saçmalıyor.
memory you have.
Güvent oynayabilir miyiz?
Siri. The woman's name is Siri.
Tanıştığımız zaman onu kerme eğitmiştim. Bir keresinde hayatını kurtardım. Öldüğümde oradaydı. Şu öldüğümdeki meseleyi bilmiyorum. Sanırım Witcher 1'de. Onu söyleyeceğim izninizle.
It was in Rivia. The second war with Nilfgaard had just ended. There was still tension in the air. For gods know what reason, race riots erupted in the town. I tried to do something, but couldn't stop a riled crowd. A boy with a pitchfork. He ran it right through my gut. Jennifer lay dying as well. Siri had us carried onto a boat. We sailed to a place where apple trees bloom eternal. She left us there. That was the last time I saw her.
Is there anything you'd like to add? Another memory, perhaps?
Ya hepsini anlatalım ya.
Yes, there's something else.
All right. Tell me no more than you wish to.
Abi ne çok anım var. Bir keresinde hayatını kurtardım.
I accepted a job once. Did it. Asked to choose my reward, I invoked the law of surprise. Never thought I'd actually meet the child promised to me at that time. Years later, I was in the Broccolon forest. Happened on a girl there. Didn't know who she was. The Dryads wanted to keep her, turn her into one of their own. But the Waters of Oblivion, they failed in her case. Ciri came out of Broccolon with me. I sent her back to her grandmother then. But already, I felt bound to her.
By destiny.
By something more.
Thank you.
Ay.
Would you be willing to share another memory?
Hadi madem sordun. Hayır.
Yes.
Son.
No
So.
need to rush. We have time.
Ablacığım benim vaktim yok. Şunu diyelim.
Ciri was orphaned during the Second War with Nilfgaard. Had no idea what to do with a young girl. So I did what I would have done with a boy and took her to Kaer Morhen. Figured some physical training, sword work, development of her stamina couldn't hurt. I remember her standing on a crumbling wall. A stone came loose, she lost her footing. Caught her at the last possible instant. Strongest memory, though, is of her coming out of her room one day, wearing a dress and claiming she was indisposed. Knew then that Ciri was maturing. It was unavoidable. I was
No.
lost in the face of that.
Kadınsal durum.
I see. Do you wish to tell me anything more?
Ya yazık. Hayır.
No. Let's continue.
Bana kalsa son bir soru daha sorardım. Yani son bir anı daha
You
anlatırdım.
claim the woman has abilities. Tell me about them.
Ciri kadim kan çocuklarından biri. Ona uzay ve zaman hanımı diyorlar. Kontrol etmekte sorunlarım vardı.
She's a child of the Elder Blood.
A descendant of Bloody Volker. The rebel burned at the stake. The prophecies claim the world's destroyer will be born of the firebrand's cursed blood.
Pure legend.
No when a legend transforms into prophecy, when it gains believers. I think you're right to be reticent in talking about the woman.
Yani.
I see. Do you wish to say more?
Hadi onu da anlatın.
Yeah, there's something else. They call Ciri the Lady of Space and Time. Once I asked Yennefer why. She travels between worlds. Turns out I don't know how to talk about it. Didn't really understand much of what Yen told me. I just know there's more to it than traveling to different places, and that Ciri carries immense power in her blood.
I see. Do you wish to say more?
Bu kadın sabaha kadar sor. Evet lan. Anlatacağım ya.
Yeah,
Dökülelim.
there's something else. I remember Ciri having trouble controlling her abilities. Yennefer tried to teach her to cast simple spells, and Ciri destroyed a shed near the temple where they were. Really upset her, but it was just an old shed. I know it took her a while to gain control, and frankly, I doubt she controls her abilities fully to this day.
I see. Do you wish to say more?
Hayır.
No. Can we start?
Naturally. I knew you cared about her. But your tone, the emotions you so carefully conceal.
Let's continue, please.
Make yourself comfortable and try to relax. You must take my hand and talk of Ciri. Tell me where you think she might be. Who could be at her side?
If Ciri couldn't find me, I'm sure she would have looked for another friend.
Who do you mean?
Yennefer ve Triss diyeceğim.
Yennefer wasn't in Novigrad. Triss was. But Ciri never found her. Maybe Dandelion. They liked each other a lot.
Yine Dandelion'a gittik. Dandelion'ı seçmesek bile. Bunun sorusunun cevabını merak ediyordum. Ablacığım senin uyuman gerekmiyor mu? O gördüğünüz kırlangıç siri oluyor arkadaşlar. Ciri'nin genç halini bilmediği için Geralt, o yüzden onu kırlangıç olarak görüyor.
Dreamt of a swallow at first. After that, just nightmares.
At times the dreams can multiply, show the past as well as the future.
The swallow. It symbolizes Ciri. She contacted Dandelion. I didn't know he was in town.
The poet. Heard about him. Someone left him the rosemary and thyme in their will.
The rosemary
Soralım.
and thyme? Where's that?
As you enter the city through the red light district, you come upon a bridge. The rosemary is just past it.
Dandelion inherited a brothel?
So I've heard.
Thanks for your help.
Good luck, Witcher. I hope you find your Ciri.
Ne kadar şey verirsem vereyim yani demek ki
Yes.
yani şeyi aynı rüyayı görecekmişiz. Ben Yennefer'la ilgili bir rüya gördüm ama Yennefer'da onu bulamamıştım. Neyse Scariga'ya gidince tabii bu sorunlar çözülecek. Şurada Gwent kapışması vardı ya. Gwent görevi vardı. Neyse gidelim. Bakalım bakalım. Uzak mı ya ora? Aa ya.
Help some fellas out, Master. We're a bit of coin short another round.
'Cause we're comrades, see? Witcher, ain't you? We're butchers. You slaughter, we slaughter.
Except witches earn more. Old villagers pitch in. Lords open their purses. Ladies do.
Guess I've been to the wrong villages. Dealt with the...
Come on, don't make us beg. What's the witcher for, anyways?
Eve dönün ya.
You boys look tired.
Well...
2 days. Well said, Master. A home we will...
Bence de. Bir şey değil de bu kadar da içilmez yani. Siroz olacaksın. Şimdi. Yakında bir şey var mı? Yok zaten yolumuzun üstüymüş. Şuradan hemen sola dönersek daha kolay gideriz diye düşünüyorum.
It's a rank.
Bir dakika yanlış oldu değil mi? Yoldan saptım. Tamam ya sorun değil. Yine düz yol. Ben bu arada düz yollardan hiç gitmeyi sevmem. Ama bu haritaya ayak uyduramadım çünkü hayvan herif. Öküz biraz yavaş. Bu haritayı okuyamadığım için mini haritayı o yüzden buradan geçtim yani ne yapayım. Yani 3.'ye ya da 4.'ye bitireceğim. Yok 2 kere bitirdim. Biri yarım kaldı. Dedim ki niye YouTube'a çekmiyorum. Ondan bununla beraber 3. Aynen. 3.5 falan. 3.5 bitişim. Ya Zoltan.
Next time I'll rip your fucking legs off and shove them up your arse till you've toes for teeth.
Eyvah. Hiç büyümemiş. Hep aynı adam. Yapmasam olmaz.
Geralt, in the nick of time as always.
Zoltan, with your boot to someone's ass, as always. Who were those men?
Local colour. I wasn't going more than a moment. Long enough for them to turn our home into theirs. All right. Time for some spring cleaning. I've got to put them all out. Care
Tabii.
to join me?
Seve seve.
With pleasure.
Stop walking into his soul!
Gotta get around him.
Bir dakika. Ne? Çatışmada bu izin verilmiyor mu? Ne alaka abi? Oo. İyi dövsünler abicim beni. Harika.
Rumble time!
Not too late to surrender.
Zoltun bana da vuruyorsun kanka. Zoltun ayağıma takılıyorsun. Biri gitti. Abi bana niye bunlar bu kadar çok vuruyor? Ha iyi canım yenileniyormuş.
Reminds me of our days of war. Yeah, almost like we never left Vernon.
Bayılt bayılt bayılt. Nereye kadar dayanacaksın ki? İyiydik ya.
Geralt, pal. I'm pleased. That went well. Now we can greet each other like the gods ordained. Ages, pal.
Hemen onu kucaklayıp havaya kaldırıyorsun.
Training plenty lately. What with the war on, no Mahakaman meat to be found, but Redanian lagers standing in just fine. You, though, you've withered a bit. Something worrying you?
Biraz. Niye canını sıkmayın? Dostumuz o bizim.
I know she came to Novigrad. Might still be here.
You mean she's come back? I'll be damned. I wonder if I'd recognize her. How many
Vay
years
be, o
is it
kadar oldu
now?
mu?
6, 7? But what'd she be doing here?
Hiding, probably. She might be in danger.
See her in your dreams?
Couple times. Her and the Wild Hunt.
Oh, not good.
Not at all, but I know she came here and contacted Dandelion.
We've a wee problem then.
Dandelion ortada yok.
Where's Dandelion?
I'd like to know that myself. Maybe he could explain what the hell's going on. Not just barely returned, as you saw. I'm expecting to come home to a hot like a boar and some cold ale, and what do you find instead? A shite storm. Dandelion gone, the tavern chock full of bums. Have no clue what happened.
Let's look around. Might find something that'll put us on his trail.
Prime idea. I say we start on the ground floor. It's where he sat and wrote.
Şimdi. İpucu arayacağız. Herhalde burada arayacağız. Yani başka nerede?
The finest vineyards, every last one.
Ah, a note from a grateful muse.
Reading someone else's letters.
As red and hot, I plunged into purest ecstasy, imbibing its nectar. Your dexterous digits on my soul's yearning chords.
İnanılmazsın Zoltun ya. Ayıp ayıp.
From the finest vineyards, every last one.
No one knows the fruit of the vine like Dandelion.
This the loot he got from the elves of Dol Blathanna.
Aye. Must have been in a great rush to leave it behind.
The faculty of Oxenford University is honored to grant Julian Alfred Pancratz, Viscount de Letenove, the title of Master of the Seven Liberal Arts.
Keep forgetting he's got that damn full name.
Başka nerede ne var? Yukarıdaki katlarda var mıydı bir şey ya? Yukarıya bir bakalım. Abi katta gidiyor yani. Burada yani otel gibi düşün. Otelcilerin kaldığı yerler. Burası açılmadığına göre kilitli. Burcu aşağı katta o zaman. Bir dakika Zoltan'la niye konuşmuyorum ki? Zemin kattaki ipuçlarını ara diyor zaten. Ne zaman Cidaris'e döneceksin? Kidaris olabilir o. Umarım yakında dönersin. Seni çok özledim. Her yanım özlemle kavruluyor. Eğer geleceksen önceden bana haber ver. Sahibemden bir gün iznin isterim demiş. Koskoca kitabı görmüyorum, görüyor musun?
10 barrels of Toussaint Dry, 5 cases of sodden triple mead. Nothing here.
No. That's exactly what we're looking for.
Ne? Fotoğraf güzeldi.
Planner.
Dandelion ve ajan işini ciddiye alan bir adam gibi görünmeye başlamış.
Dandelion and planning, good one. Besides, anything he wrote here probably had a special system. Chaos only he could ever decipher. Actually, in the past, sometimes not even that.
Give him a chance. Might not be that bad. Seems when he inherited this fine establishment, it came with some fine responsibilities. Bookkeeping among them. He also made a habit of noting down the times of his meetings, official and private. So, who'd he been seeing of late? Here it is.
Her gelen.
Seems he's only been meeting women of late. The dog.
Romantik. Bunun yararı olabilir. Olabilir ya.
Not a bad idea. Dandelion's pretty loose-lipped. Might have blabbed something to a lady friend that'll put us on his trail.
That's what I'm counting on. We should divide these somehow. Perhaps... fuck it. I'll ask the lassies in my half, you interrogate the ones in yours. Suit you?
Tabii.
Zoltan, wait. This is in verse.
And you figure that's unnatural because...
Wonderful. Meet me back here when you're done. Share our findings.
Right you are. Need to do a wee bit of tidying before I go. Cannot stomach the idea of coming back to this mess. And you'd be wise to read your bit before you scurry off. If you need anything, I'll be next door.
Dandelion'un ajandasını oku. Açalım bakalım ajandasını. Allah'tan oyun bunu size bırakmıyor da. Ben birkaç eşyayı burada bıraksam iyi olacak. 62 seviye olduk. Bunu nasıl yaptığıma dair hiçbir fikrim yok, evet. Başka ne bırakabiliriz ki? Taşları falan. Şunları bir bırakayım. Tamamdır. Çok bir şey değişmedi. 3 kilo ağırlık falan ya da 4. O yani. Şimdi en yakın nerede? Abi şundan nefret ediyorum. Şundan da. Ay bir de görevin adı neymiş? Kırık çiçekler. Bir o eksik. Şimdi. En sevmediğim görev şeydi yani. Sinsilesi mi denir artık, nedir? Buydu yani, bu kadınlara gidip konuşmak.
I will get you every last copper, with interest. Give me a week, please.
Horson's no banker. He's an honest man. You pay on time, you get protection. You don't pay.
Ayda.
What you hollering for, stupid wench? What are you hoping for? A knight in shining armor?
Close enough.
Keep out of this, greyhead, not your concern.
Öde be.
Take this coin and leave.
That ain't how it works. Vespula's to pay or be taught a lesson.
Already given her a verbal reprimand. Now go, before I teach you a lesson.
Come on. Gold's gold.
Ben de öyle düşünmüştüm.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. To think there are men who'll help a stranger out of the kindness of their hearts.
Not entirely out of kindness, and you're not entirely a stranger.
What are you... I know you. You're that witcher took Dandelion out whoring. Gerald, right?
Not Gerald. Geralt.
Geralt.
Dreadful sorry.
Explain something if you don't mind. You say I took Dandelion out whoring.
So he said. Claimed I was his one and only. But he fell in with the wrong folk. You and that dwarf who always looks like a cow licked him. Said you two were a bad example.
Şerefsize bak.
Song. He picked that habit up from us too. Gotta have a word with him.
İnanılmaz. Kadına yaransın diye yaptığı
Where could
şeylere bak.
Dandelion be?
Probably out whoring. That horse pheasant. That lying scoundrel.
Ouch. What did he do to get your goat?
Same thing as ever. Prize bullshitter came back saying it was till death do we part this time. And no more than a week passed before I spotted him in Harbourside, strolling with some trollop on his arm. 'Twas the last straw. All those questions about the washerwomen at the bathhouse, then this. I beat him black and blue and threw him out on his ear.
This woman he was with in
Siridir.
Aramıza. Who was she?
Claimed she was his niece from Kovir. Ha! Horvir, more likely. Corset so tight her eyes were popping out her head. His too, come to think of it. An artist or a whore. Doesn't much matter as they're one in the same.
Şunun ağzını demin şamar attılar ya. İyi ki atmışlar. Keşke parasını ödemeseydik.
Dandelion ask you about other washerwomen? Not terribly subtle even for him.
Maybe he likes some sudsy.
Maybe. But what did he ask about exactly?
Oh, this and that really. What's it like at the bathhouse? Have I got any friends there? What are their working hours? I don't know. Maybe he's looking to hire one for his tavern. Maybe I got all in a huff for no reason.
Salak ya.
Thanks for your help. Listen, when I find Dandelion, anything I should tell him?
No. I mean, tell him he's a two-faced snake, but it would be nice if he dropped by.
O kamerayı ben hareket ettirebiliyorum. İyi be. Bak bunu bilmiyordum. Kadın yine vazgeçemiyor salak ondan. Hem zampara diyor ama zamparaya da düşkün. İnanılmaz olaylar. Şimdi şu aşağıdakine gidelim. Umarım bu bölümde bu kırık çiçekleri bitirirsem çok tatlı olacak ya.
I'm a friend of Dandelion's, looking for Elial.
You've come to the right spot. How might I be of service? Need something shortened? Patch your trousers, darn your socks.
Hayır.
You Elial?
Yes. Now pick your jaw up off the floor.
Sorry, I thought Elial was one of Dandelion's girlfriends.
Oh, so it's that. Wait here.
Gözlerinizi silmeye hazır olun arkadaşlar.
Any better?
Evet. Daha da kötü.
So you're...
Elial.
Did you and Dandelion... I mean... how did you two meet?
I met him one night in a tavern. He was blind drunk.
Hadi ya.
What happened?
What do you think? We spoke.
Heh.
That's it.
I'm not sure what you're getting at, but I should make one thing clear. Men don't interest me. Told him that as well. Luckily, Dandelion's an open-minded fellow. We had a lovely evening. He became a loyal customer afterwards.
İyi bari.
Dandelion visit your shop often?
I tried many times to talk him into a decent doublet. Sadly, he'd only come in to get a button reaffixed or a hole patched.
When did you last see him?
Some time ago. He brought in one of Zoltan's jerkins, insisted I sew on an extra pocket. Odd as requests go, I had the distinct feeling he'd actually come to talk.
What did you and Dandelion talk about? He asked about anything in particular?
Let me me think. Had an ordinary chat, really. Although, indeed, he did keep asking about Kalkstein. If Dandelion and I hadn't laid our cards on the table at the start, I might have suspected he had a history with the alchemist. He spoke like a lovesick beau. In fact, he desperately wished to meet with him.
Kalkstein's in Novigrad? Wouldn't mind seeing him myself.
You're too late, I fear. The witch hunters nabbed him recently, burned him at the stake in Hierarch Square. But as he perished, the goings-on, impressive. Fiery beasts circled his pyre, then rose into the sky and exploded to form letters.
Really? What did they spell?
Radovid sucks flaccid cock.
Bundan
I
sonra
know this is none of my business, but why do
I dress up? As a child, I dreamt of becoming a Doppler when I grew up. I became a tailor instead. Discovered clothing. Costumes can express all the complexities of one's personality. I'm a Redanian countess one day, a dockside thug the next. That is true freedom.
güzel
Have
kafaymış.
you never thought to become someone else? Even for a moment? Must be horribly boring being a witcher all the time.
I managed to stay interested. Thanks for
My
your
heck.
help, and nice to meet you.
I can help with much more. If you need new trousers or a vest, you know where to find me.
Kaç Allah aşkına. Burada bakın sinir sesi var şu köylüde.
Yes. What is it you need, boy?
Gerçekten onun zızı. Şimdi. Diğer son 3 aynı yerde. Şurada varsa bir varmış. Hızlı seyahat. Hemen oradan akıp gidelim oraya. Burası daha yakın oraya. Şuraya bir işaret atayım. Mouse'umda bir sıkıntı var bugün ya. Basmıyor. Şimdi. Bakalım. Sıra sıra gidiyoruz. Biri hocaydı galiba. Bu kadar. Burada şey yoktu ya. Nilpişsiler. Burası böyle yürünmeyecek kadar değildi. Buradan geçebiliriz, okey. Kusuruma bakmayın. Düzde aldım. Witcher geldi onun yerine çocuklar. Sorun yok.
Excuse me. I'm looking for Marabella.
I am she. Wait outside. Class is in session.
Hayır.
Sorry, can't wait. Hear about Dandelion. I'm Geralt, and I'm...
Geralt? I know you. If you're eager to join in the lesson, you're welcome to.
Hayır
Children,
değiliz.
sadly, the rat catcher has a fever today, but in his stead, we're honored to welcome a witcher, who will now tell us about his trade.
But...
Yeah. This is grand.
You shan't disappoint them, will you?
Pekala. Okuldan nefret ediyorum bu arada.
So, who would like to ask the first question?
Me. What's it mean that witches are lecturers?
Ya. Bunu sana libidomuz düşecektir, evet.
It means that due to our mutations, we have an overdeveloped libido.
Libido? When a girl likes a witcher, the witcher says, "What will you give me for killing a monster?" And she says, "Anything you want." So the witcher says, "He he he." Then you'll give me something you weren't
Kızım o
expecting
öyle
at
değil
all.
be.
And that's where little witches come from.
Neyse.
Children, what's the meaning of this? Next question.
Is it true witches kill kings?
Bu çok büyük bir yanlış anlaşılma. Tamamen asılsız.
No, it's not true.
He's a liar. He
Hadi
ain't
lan
lying.
oradan.
Witches don't lie.
They can lie
Yani.
because they're not knights. When you've got to kill a dragon, you summon a knight. But if there's a zoogling in the trash heap, the knight won't want to go, so you've got to call a witcher. Enough! That is all for today. Gather your things and I shall see you in the morning. Bid farewell to Master Geralt.
It's great you came. I'd have rather had the rat catcher.
Çocuktan bir altı olmayacak ya. Valla.
So please do tell me, why are you here?
Neden buradayız? Dandelion'ı.
I know you saw
Arıyorum.
Dandelion recently.
Oh yes, longest afternoon of my life.
He read you his poems.
No, he perused the illustrated guide to fungi.
Maybe... No. Won't even try to guess why he wanted to do that.
Mold, that was his interest. When his hand abandoned my knee to point at a figure of penicillium, I knew the fire between us had died. Permanently.
See Dandelion after the fungus incident?
No. I even considered granting him another chance. His heart of hearts is pure gold. He simply needs a bit more discipline in his life. But he never came back to see me. So I thought if it's done, it's done.
Anladım. O zaman sonra görüşürüz.
Thanks for your help. Farewell.
Şimdi Molly ile diğeri. Molly İzmitçiydi hatırladığım kadarıyla. Siz stupid mi dedi o çocuk az önce? Umarım öyle bir şey dememiş. Çünkü küçük dilini kesebilirim. Bunlar gerçekten uğraştıracak ya.
This Baronet's La Vallette's villa.
Shouldn't interest you. The Baroness don't mingle with just anyone.
Don't worry. I'm here to see your chambermaid, Molly.
Out of the way. Baroness is riding out. Be gone.
Greetings, Witcher. Must admit it's curious to see you here. I don't quite believe in coincidences.
Geralt of Rivia, slayer of monsters, and my son.
Hayda.
You're right, General. My visit's no accident. I'm looking for someone.
There's no one here who wishes to see you. Captain, this man is not to enter. Forgive me, Morvran, but I've lost my appetite for the races.
Ne yaptık ki biz bunu?
Kill a woman's son and appear at her doorstep? My. I thought witches had better survival skills than that.
Looking for a girl named Molly. Heard she works here.
I fear your information's out of date. Molly no longer works here.
Nerede çalışıyor?
Seem to know who Molly is. You also know she doesn't work here anymore. Know where I can find her, maybe?
This time of day? Probably sipping punch and considering which horse to bet on.
Ay bir hizmetçi hakkında
I jest you not.
böyle konuşmak. Sırf hizmetçi olduğu için.
Louis's nephew came to pay his respects. Got one glance of Molly and, well, they wed soon after. They now await his inheritance. With the Baroness's son dead, the estate will go to the nephew and Lady Lata, known until recently simply as Molly.
Altın için mi? Ne alaka ya?
Gotta wonder if Molly fell for the nephew or his inheritance.
We cannot know that just yet, but I'd wager she has strong feelings for both.
Ne bok atıyorsun?
All right, so where'll I find the newly minted Lady Lata?
Our dear little Molly has a new passion, horse racing. To my knowledge, she should be at Countess Vegelbud's villa right now. That's exactly where I'm going. Since you stripped me of Louise's company, perhaps you'd agree to come along.
Kendi yolumu bulurum ya.
Think I can find my own way to the Vegelbud home.
Very well. Perhaps I can convince you to join me later at the races. I shall keep an eye out for you.
Bu çocuğu ne ara öldürdük hatırlamıyorum. Şimdi şuradaki kotuna gideyim. Son olarak Molly kalsın yani ne yapayım? Geçemiyoruz, harika. Ben yeni aşçıyım.
I'm the new cook.
And them pointy things sticking out behind you, they your cleavers?
Evet.
Away with you, vagrant.
Bir yolunu buluruz artık.
What's this? Didn't hear me tell you we ain't looking for no cook. Sod off.
Kiss a dog's ass.
Bence güzel yalandı, bilmiyorum yani. O yazda uçun. Ay ne kadar güzel bir manzara. Şurada tam bir görev oluyordu. Bir DLC. Abi mal gibi tak. Ya Geralt şaka mısın ya? Al işte. Ya of. Şaka gibi olaylarda istese ama yapmaz şunu ya. Atlamaz yani oradan. Bir yukarı bakayım. Neyse arkadaşlar, biz en iyisi burada bölümü bitirelim çünkü video çok uzayacak. Bir sonraki bölümde görüşmek üzere. İzlediğiniz için teşekkür ederim. Bitirişleri de yapamıyorum. Kendinize iyi bakın. Hoşça kalın.